It's time to get into part 2 of trying to crown the kings of Texas and another 10 years, and we will get into all the amazing statistics we have at the end of this video in the final section to really determine who the absolute kings were. But here we are in year 11, and wasting no time getting into it, we have the conference championships, and it's going to be Abilene Christian and Texas State. Obviously, the things I say in this video will be spoilers for the last one, so I highly recommend you check out the first part before watching this one. But in part 1, Texas State, first ever conference champions on this side of the bracket, but they weren't able to capitalize on the success of that major upset in year 1. And right now against Abilene Christian, it's not looking too good. They throw the interception, now it's goal to go, and threatening to go up by 2 scores. Abilene Christian is not going to be able to get the touchdown, but the field goal will be good. And because of that, you're down by 2 scores with under 3 minutes to play, and while you can get a field goal on this drive, you'd like to score the touchdown here, get that out of the way first, and hopefully you can get a stop on defense. You're going to need one regardless, or an onside kick, as that's going to be a nice screenplay to get them double-digit yards at a chunk play. Throwing outside now, and that's going to be another interception, and Abilene Christian's going to take it down and win this one. A low-scoring 60-7 affair. And then on the Big 12 side of things, it's another low scorer, UTSA, who was the story of episode 1 of this in part 1. They were the heartbreak team, and they're trying to get back, and in order to do it, you got to win the conference with big plays like that. A touchdown to give them a 2-score lead, and they had an amazing 4-year run, but could not get the national championship, and here they stand as one of the bigger powerhouses in the world of college football. They've done an incredible job of building a long-term window of success now. It wasn't just a 4-year run. Now they have great recruiting classes year after year, and SMU trying to get it back to the 1-score game. And on 4th down, they can take the field goal to make it the 1-score game, but they're going to go for it and try to run for the first, and he does not get it. I don't even hate the decision. I just don't like the play call. Run it on 4th and inches. Instead, they're not going to make it, and it's going to be a playoff situation here for UTSA. They got the first round bye, and they're taking on LSU, but they are down by 2, and LSU has the football with 3 to go. On 1st down, he's getting sacked, so it's going to be 2nd down and 14, make it 3rd and 13. Now a clock running, 2 minutes to play, and they're going to get the football back, so they're going to have one opportunity with little time to go, and a play right there is going to be caught. Smartly, he ducks out of bounds, stopping the clock, minute to play, throwing one up the right side, and it's going to be intercepted, and LSU is going to take the football back and knock out UTSA. And that's a disappointing end to their season. Not a lot of playoff action. UTSA was the only team to make the playoffs in this 11th season. We've had it go up to 4 teams make the playoffs in one of our seasons in part 1. So a little less eventful in year 11, but I'm going to kind of restrict it now a little bit with the draft classes I show. I'm only going to show the notable draft classes. I don't feel the need to show you guys every 5th and random one-off 6th round pick a team has. So if a team has a good draft class, you will see it. And some of the draft classes there were pretty impressive. I mean, UTSA now is just pumping out NFL talent, getting top 20 recruiting classes. And if you watch part 1, you would know Texas, what a disappointment they have been and continue to be, as they are just middle of the pack of the conference. And Incarnate versus UTSA is going to be the conference championship for the Big 12. And then on this side of things, Abilene Christian back at it again. Not against Texas State this time. It's against Houston Christian. But as you can see, 3 11-1 teams over here. Now in the Big 12, UTSA stomps out Incarnate and will go to the playoffs and no problems there. But I mean, imagine Texas State going 11-1 and not even making their conference championship. We got Houston Christian versus Abilene Christian, as it's a 31-24 game, as Houston Christian chucking one deep, and it's going to be up in the air. That could have been intercepted very easily. Would have been a throwing punt regardless, as they give the football back, and now we're going to get a stop, 3 and out, back to Houston Christian, down by 7, looking for that game-tying drive. They got it to the 40-yard line, and that's going to be a first down. Now we're on 3rd and 1, minute and a half to play. That's going to be another first down, so you're moving the chains now in enemy territory, throwing one outside. That's going to be caught, and on the run, he's got a block, and he's going to go all the way to the end zone. And what great downfield blocking by the receivers. They're going to go for the tie. Abilene, on the other hand, they're content just taking it to overtime, so it's 31-31, and Abilene's going to be on defense to start. Both of these teams very likely to be playoff bound at 11 wins apiece, so now it's going to be a matter of who can get the first round bye potentially, as the field goal is going to be out here, as Abilene now has a path to success. They can could just go and score a touchdown to win this game, as the field goal from Houston Christian is good, and a sack from Houston Christian is going to make it a lot more complicated. Third down and long. They got some of the yards back, but it's still a long way to go, and that's a touchdown. He got hit in the end zone, and he hung on, and Abilene is going to take the conference and take the bye. I already brought it up. We've had 4 teams make the playoffs before, and here we are with 3 teams in the Conference USA. UTSA barely sneaking in at that 12 slot, and they're against Wisconsin, and Wisconsin was the team that knocked them out in the national championship, and now they're losing to them after a pick 6. 4 minutes to play. Quarterback tucking and running. He's going to go down 3 and out. So now Wisconsin with the ball, with the lead, and trying to run the clock out. They've been doing a great job so far. And now a 2-minute warning has hit. A third down conversion was gotten there. And now another first down here. And a big run. It's going to be more than just a first down. It's all the way inside the 5. And now third and goal. They've made them use their timeouts. And then they score the touchdown. And Wisconsin played it well. They get the 2-score victory over UTSA. It's a little bit less of a big year for UTSA, as they only just barely snuck in. Big 12 was a lot weaker this season, especially compared to Conference USA that had all the great teams. 3 11-1 schools. We already seen a Texas State victory. Can we get a Houston Christian victory against UCLA, as they are driving with the football in their possession, as third down's going to be a run, and he avoids the sack, is able to stay in field goal range, and the kick for the 2-score lead is good. And despite UCLA scoring a touchdown at the very end, it did not matter. How about we stick with Houston Christian? They're against Miami, 3 minutes to play, down by 5, and they're getting sacked and backed up. They do punt the football, so they're going to trust the defense to get a stop. And on second down at the 2-minute warning, it's going to be a first. So now Miami could end this game very quickly with another first down. They got the first, and now it's going to be 2nd and inches and another first down, and that's eventually going to be it. You run out of time, you run out of stops and chances on defense, and now we're down to Texas State and Nebraska over here on this side of the bracket, and then Abilene will get into them after this. Nebraska's on defense, down by 4, so Texas State could take a 2-score lead on this drive and basically end this one, but they're getting sacked here on first down. It's going to be 2nd down and long, and now 2nd 17. It's going to be a drop back to throw. He's got a lot of time to throw, and he's got a completion that's going to help him out a lot. 3rd down and 4 is definitely doable. Throwing one outside, and that's almost picked. It's going to be 4th down. They punt the football, of course, and now they're going to get it right back. What a leaping grab for the pick. And now Texas State, well, let's go back and do it again. Let them run some more time off the clock. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They're playing it aggressive, and it's not going to work out. The fumble scooped up, and Nebraska has it back. And that's a massive mistake. You could have maybe tried a long field goal, could have punted the football away. They felt they were in that no man's land, but a 4th down and inches. What a broken tackle, and Nebraska is staying alive in this one. What a play by the running back to have the effort and the heart to get there, and now they're in goal to go. Inside the 10, 2nd down and goal, inside the 5, throwing back in the end zone, and it's intercepted, and all the effort, all the plays that got him there was not enough. They go down. Abilene Christian now, they're taking on Wisconsin, and Wisconsin is going to be down by 1, a very weird score. But Abilene does have the football, as they're going to drop deep far back and throw one out. That's going to be a great throwing catch inside the 5. Now handoff, it's going to be into the end zone. He dives in, and you could have considered going for 2 there for the 2-score lead. They're going to keep it a 1-score game, but they're going to get the fumble back, and now it's looking like you can make this a 2-score game. All you have to do is run it a couple of times, kick a field goal, and you win this game, it feels like. Inside the 10 now, 3rd down and goal, and they're going to throw, intercepted. What are you doing? That's a awful mistake to make. Just run the football, play it safe, and now you've given Wisconsin a chance to win this game. That's just all on the quarterback, but the defense still can have a chance to make a play to end this one. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion if they're going to take this to overtime. Under 2 minutes to play, and they already got it in the red zone. Still plenty of time. Minute 40 to go. 3rd down and 4, throwing for the end zone. What a grab. Touchdown. Another 2-pointer to tie it. Minute and a half to go. They're going to throw it, and it's going to be short of the marker, and they're going to have to try an onside kick that bounces up, and Wisconsin has it. How have we had an onside onside kick in both videos be recovered? What is going on here? Did they buff onside kicks or something? Is that Wisconsin has the chance to take the lead? 1:16 to go, 3rd and inches. He's throwing it out of bounds. So a field goal try is going to be on its way. It was a very quick drive, just about 20 seconds, but that's going to leave Abilene with some time to go and get themselves in the field goal range. And a great play there to start. He ducks out of bounds. Could have maybe got a little bit more yards, but he wanted to prioritize the time. 55 seconds to go, and that's already in the field goal range inside the 25. Timeout used. 3rd down. They're going to throw it, and they're going to go for the end zone. That's going to be intercepted. What is this quarterback doing? He just threw a playoff game away. How do you even think to throw that football? And now Texas State's all we got left. They're in the Rose Bowl against West Virginia, down by 7, 4 minutes to go. And that's going to be a grab caught for the 1st down, in West Virginia playing some defense right now as they're going to get the sack. And it's going to be 3rd and long, trying to prevent the game-tying drive. A screen set up, and they are going to get themselves nowhere near the 1st down marker. Only got maybe half of it back, and they're going to punt it away. So West Virginia with the chance to go and extend the lead, maybe take out some time, and the quarterback's got a big run there. Under 2 to go. 3rd down. They're going to throw one for the 1st, and he's got it, and more time coming off the clock until it's all over. And West Virginia takes down Texas State. I cannot believe what that Abilene Christian quarterback just did, though. He threw the game away with 2 awful interceptions. I mean, the first one was bad enough. The second one was literally just so pointless. I don't know why he was throwing that football, but while we're into that in-between seasons going from 12 to 13, I want to remind you guys all to like and subscribe. All that stuff is super helpful. Comment too what you think of the video, especially what you think of this 2-part format that I had to do for Texas because of just how much there was to cover when it came to this state, and you know how this basically took up my whole week. And, you know, continuing on with this and having to basically skip out on a Baylor Dynasty episode for this week. So, you know, I hope this is all going to be worth it as we have the next season, year 13, on with Abilene Christian and Houston Christian back at the top of the conference on that side of things. And, you know, no UTSA in the conference title. Look at an 11-1 SMU. It's been a while since we've seen SMU go out and have a successful season, and we're going to see if they can come out here and have themselves in the playoffs. SMU hasn't made the playoffs since year 3, and here we are in year 13 with them having the opportunity to do it, and a big run here, down by 4, but they're already going to flip the field and get it to the red zone. 3rd down and 5 now, 15-yard line. He's going to run and get sacked. So he's going down, and they're going to take the field goal. If you didn't get sacked there, you could maybe go for it on 4th and medium, but you're not going for it on 4th and that long. You're going to trust the defense to get a stop, and they're not going to get it there, so no 3 and out. Incarnate moving the football. They're going to hand it off left. They're going to get it cut it inside, and he's going to fight for the 1st down, but there is a flag on the play, and this one is a hold, so run it back, do it again. 3rd down, they're going to have to convert it all over again. They're going to throw it out of bounds, so you stop the clock there, and SMU has another opportunity. They're going to throw the screen out left and get it for a 1st down, now past enemy territory, just needing the field goal. 1:18 to go, swing it out, and he's going to get blown up in the backfield. It's 3rd and 21. You need a long way to go, and you're getting sacked here. It's 4th down and a mile. You're basically needing to throw up a Hail Mary, a 4th down, and it's incomplete. Incarnate gets the win, and SMU goes 11-1, but not quite the conference champions. And now another rematch here between the Christian schools. It was a 31-31 game that went to overtime last time around, and now it's 31-27. So these teams very familiar with one another, very much putting up similar production, and a wide open man. It's going to be going all the way for the touchdown, and Houston Christian's got the lead. Abilene now is going to need to exceed what they did last season to beat them, as it's going to be a stiff arm getting the 1st down. 3 minutes to go, throwing one, and it's going to be intercepted, and Houston Christian taking it back to the other side of the enemy territory with the ball in their possession and an opportunity to end this game. 2-minute warning has hit. 3rd down and 1. They're going to sweep it out, and look at the broken tackle, and look at the effort there. That's going to get them the victory. If they got blown up, they were going to have to kick a field goal and give them the ball back, and we have 5 teams in the playoffs. That's a new record for these types of videos. 5 of our teams have made the playoffs, and they're going to have 2 first-round byes. 2 of the teams are going against each other in the first round, and Abilene, after that heartbreaking broken tackle, is going to have to go the long way. They're against Washington, and Washington, they're down by 3 on defense, but Abilene's doing a great job keeping the football, running the clock. We're already at about a 2-minute mark. Out of bounds there is not going to help. But 4th down and 1, they're going for it, and they get it, and it's going to be all the way inside the 10. 3rd down and goal now. They're not going to be able to get the touchdown, but they're going to run as much time off the clock as they possibly could, make them use timeouts, and the field goal is no good. And now Washington, the door is open. This makes things a lot easier, and a big play there is definitely going to help out. A no good field goal is Abilene becoming the heartbreak team for this side of the video, because I mean, this is the type of stuff that was happening to UTSA. Onside kicks, missed field goals, broken tackle in the last moment. And now Washington, look at the big play. They're all the way down inside the 5. 1st and goal, throwing one, and it's going to be outside. Caught, touchdown. And Abilene may have suffered a back-to-back heartbreak. They got a Hail Mary that needs to go about 90 yards, throwing it deep, and it's going to be caught. He got a block, and he's going to go all the way. What just happened? A Hail Mary for the win. And I don't know why Washington only has 2 guys back there, but that's going to be a saving play for their season. It looked like they were going to be UTSA 2.0, but not to be. They're going on to the 2nd round, and UTSA, speaking of them, a safety makes it a 10-5 game, and despite both these teams not winning their conference, UTSA didn't make the conference championship, snuck in. SMU barely lost the conference championship. They got in. They're facing each other, and it's going to be a 2-minute warning with SMU trying to get the game-winning touchdown, down by 5. It's going to be incomplete. 4th down in the game on the line. They're going to throw one. It's going to be caught, but it's short of the marker, and UTSA holds them to 5 points and moves on to the next round, and we have double action here and some cross-conference action with some matchups that we haven't seen really, as Houston Christian versus UTSA and Incarnate versus Abilene. So it's going to be a good one here. UTSA up by 7. Houston Christian driving in the red zone. Can UTSA go from 12 seed all the way to the championship? As it's going to be Houston Christian sliding down at the 5, but they're going to get backed up. 3rd down and goal, and they're getting sacked 25 yards out, going for it, and basically trying to get this game tied, throwing, and it's going to be short of the marker, short of the end zone, incomplete, and it's an illegal forward pass. So all kinds of bad. Game over. UTSA wins, and Abilene Christian absolutely stomps out Incarnate. And could we be on a collision course? Abilene Christian, UTSA, both 1 game away from a national championship against each other, but not if Tulane has anything to say about it. 2-point conversion for the 7-point lead, and it's going to be good. Abilene Christian, they need to go down and have a touchdown drive. 4 minutes to play, and it's going to be dropping to throw it. He's going to go underneath, caught for the 1st down, catch and run there, close to midfield. Now they're at it. 3rd down and 7. Going another short pass. It's going to be caught for another 1st down, so they're moving the chains. They got plenty of time, and they're going to throw one right up the seam. Caught for another one. 25-yard line. Make it 21-yard line. 3rd and 5. And they're going to drop to throw another pass over the middle. This quarterback is calm and composed, leading his team down the field. A little rollout. He's going to step up, throw it. Touchdown. And what a drive there. Now there's a minute to play. 35-35, and jumped in, intercepted. And Abilene Christian's coming up with big plays left and right. They run the clock down, make them use their timeouts. 1st down there, they're able to get it all the way to the end and kick the short field goal for the win. They're going to a national title, but against who? As amazing as it would have been to be against UTSA, Oregon this time just stomps their way to the national title. And Oregon now up by 7 with the football. They're getting sacked. It's 3rd down and long. 4 minutes to play. And Abilene is sacking him again. They're going to get the football. And now on 2nd down and 7 for Abilene, it's going to not just be them getting sacks. It's going to be Oregon getting sacks. It's 3rd down and 21. Can any of these teams block? They're going to get a short pass, but they're going to just punt the football away. And I think you make a mistake here giving Oregon the football, because Oregon is a supercharged, superhuman team who's just going to run the football, run it one after another, run the clock out, and win the national title. So not a spectacular national championship game, but Abilene, They made it all the way, which now they are the third team to do that. And UTSA, man, I mean, they got the better of Oregon. For all the heartbreak that they had last episode, they got the better of Oregon multiple times, but not the third time around. You don't beat Oregon 3 times in a row, I guess. So it's going to be up to UTSA to try to avenge yet another devastating loss in the playoffs. But now Abilene has also started to have a pretty nice run, and they've been multiple times in the conference championships, multiple time playoff contenders. One of these teams has to get over the hump. I'm going to be stunned if no one wins a national championship in 20 years between these 22 schools, as we have a little bit of a shakeup at the top, Texas Southern being at the top, along with Tarleton. So a couple of different teams getting involved. UTSA kind of fell off after losing a number of players of the draft. And, you know, despite Texas Southern making it, they get absolutely stomped out. Abilene Christian, they might be a little serious this year if they're stomping out their conference that handily, and they're looking to get back to a national championship. But on the other side of things, the Big 12 has Tarleton up on Incarnate. Incarnate's been on the brink. They've made conference championships. They've kind of hovered around being a potential successful team, but they've not been able to really solidify themselves as true contenders. Tarleton's going to get a field goal, so it is a 24-16 game as a play action here. Incarnate is going to throw off the boot, and it's going to be caught at midfield. So they're trying to get that game-time drive. They need a touchdown, 2-point conversion to take this to overtime, and throwing one deep. He's got it for the touchdown. 2-point conversion on its way for the tie. Out to the running back, wide open. He's going to get in. We're all tied up with under 2 to play. Tarleton's got a chance to win this conference championship, something they have just not been able to do, but they're trying to be one of the breakout teams in the second half of this video, as they're going to get a catch there out of bounds in enemy territory. Third down, right up the seam. He's got it, and inside the 20. Now 3rd down and 2, handing it off. That's a first down. Keep that clock moving and get it down as much as you possibly can so you can get the touchdown here and win your first conference championship. It took them till year 14, but they are in the mix. They're getting their first playoff appearance. And now UTEP, they snuck their way in. They're going to get stomped out pretty promptly by Nebraska, the team that they actually previously beat in a playoff matchup. We're seeing a lot of Nebraska, a lot of Wisconsin, you know, of all the Big Ten teams, not as much of the Michigans and Ohio States as we are seeing Wisconsin, Nebraska. So an interesting little shake-up in the Big Ten as we have a SWAT down there. It's a very low-scoring 7-3 game. The snow and the elements definitely playing a factor here, as with a minute to play, Incarnate is breaking out of a sack, but not 2. It's a timeout used. You got 3rd down and 22, and even though they get it, they're going to set themselves back with a false start, so it's going to be 4th down and 10, throwing one deep, and it's knocked away, and you are only able to put up 3 points. I apologize to the fans who went to this snowy, miserable game and only watched 7 and 3 points put up by each team. Tarleton now, they are against West Virginia. West Virginia knocked out Texas State previously. Will they knock out this team as well? It's 17-17 as Tarleton's got the football in a tie game. Under 3 to go. They're going to run it, and a big run for the quarterback before he slides down. Now just about at the 30-yard line. They're going to throw one outside. That's going to be caught on the curl. Now about the 40-yard line, getting it a little bit further. Now looking to go enemy territory. A swing out left is going to get him. A broken tackle of the 45. Now it's 3rd down. They're going to have the screen set up for the running back, and he can't get it off. The pressure got in quickly. West Virginia, on the other hand, they're going to show that on 3rd down they can complete a screen for the first, so that's a big difference between the success of these two teams, as West Virginia's got a shot deep, and he's wide open, and he's creating more and more separation. He's not going to even become close to caught, and West Virginia's got the touchdown and the lead. Under a minute to play, and a big shot over the middle is going to give maybe about 50-plus yards of field you still need to go to get this, and now they got it into enemy territory. A juke move there is going to give him extra yards. 35-yard line, 30 seconds to play. Going outside, he's going to catch it and go out of bounds. That's massive. And now they're inside the 10, 3rd down and goal. Throwing one outside, incomplete, and it's going to be down to this 4th down and goal. And immediately the pressure gets in, the sack. And West Virginia is going to knock out another one of our teams. So moving on to who's next, it's Abilene versus Nebraska. Nebraska knocked out UTEP. and now they're threatening to knock out Abilene as they're going to have a handoff here. Broken tackle got the first down, and they are quickly in scoring position, trying to get this lead. They need to get it into the end zone to do so, and they're going to get really close there. It's going to be out about the 10-yard line, 3rd down and 7. Dropping to throw back in the end zone. It's intercepted, and that one was a tight window that they tried to fit in, and he could not do it. So that season comes to an end, and Abilene, man, they've come close. Nebraska knocking out a number of teams, and despite the efforts of these teams, no national championships quite yet. A lot of NFL talent. I mean, you could see how good some of these teams have gotten. I mean, UTSA is, sending, 4 or 5 players of the NFL every single season. We're going into year 15, and this is usually when these videos would end. Year 15 is how long we do these for, but because it's Texas, we got an extra 5. We got an extra little bit of opportunity for these teams to go and get a national title. As the Big 12, nothing crazy there, but how about Abilene back at it? Undefeated in the conference, 11-1. They got UTEP, so there may not be a plethora of teams in the championship hunt, but we at least have a strong contender as Incarnate and Tarleton are facing off in the conference championship. So UTSA left out back-to-back seasons. You have to wonder, even though UTSA's had a run, are they falling off a little bit? Are they going to start underwhelming? Are they going to sink back under the radar and be, what they were before this video started and before the last part started? As Incarnate's going to get themselves a touchdown, run themselves to a victory. Tarleton scored at the very end, made it close, but obviously weren't able to do anything about it. And Abilene is going to stomp out UTEP 31-14. So in the playoffs, not much here, but we have 2 teams in the mix, and Incarnate has got Utah here, and Utah is up by 6, but Incarnate has the football, and it's another snow game, a lot of snowy playoff games, and a big shot there is going to be caught, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. They got a 1-point lead with under 2 minutes to play, and Utah's got to respond, and they're going to take a deep shot of their own. He's got separation, he's caught it, but they're going to track him down, yet that's still going to get him in field goal range with 1:40 to go, trying to run the clock, but they're just going to go and score the touchdown and go for 2 for the 7-point lead. Handoff sweeping right, and he's not going to be able to find any room. He doesn't get it, so Incarnate can win this game in regulation, but they're getting sacked here. Timeout used. It's 3rd down and long after the sack, and a play right there is going to get him a little bit, but not much. 4th down and 15. Throwing middle. That's going to be tipped and intercepted, and they had to take an aggressive shot to get that 1st down, and they just could not do it. The sack really crushed them, and a big second half from Incarnate. 29 points was not enough, and Abilene, I mean, they are just marching right now. They are dominating their first 2 games, and now they're on to the semifinals where they are taking on Wisconsin. Like I said, it's been a lot of Nebraska-Wisconsin. Well, they just blew out Nebraska, and now they're down to Wisconsin as they're going to throw one middle. That's going to be caught, and he's close to the end zone. One more play, 1st and goal, quick drop, throw, touchdown. They got the lead, and now it's up to them to protect that lead to get back to the national championship as they're going to throw outside Wisconsin, already in enemy territory. So now 2.5 to play. Throwing one underneath. He's got the drag, and he's going to turn upfield inside the 30-yard line. They just got to keep him out of the end zone. The 3rd and 1, they're going to convert, and they're getting real close inside the 15. Now inside the 10. 3rd down. Throwing. He's got time. He's looking, but nobody's open, and he's finally going to find a receiver who got open in the back of the end zone. You give him that much time, and that's what's going to happen. Now you need to go in a game-tying drive, but a big play is going to keep things going. 40 seconds to play. He's throwing across his body. He's got it. Now you're thinking, can they get the touchdown? They're going to hand the football off, though, and they seem content with tying this game. They got to hit this, though, and the kick is good. We're going to overtime. A shot at the national championship on the line. Screen no good. Wisconsin goes 3 and out, and they kick it with 1 touchdown. Abilene can go back to the national title. Can they be the first team to get back to it to a second time? They got the 1st down there. Now they're inside the 10. 3rd and 3. Quick pass. It's going to be caught for the 1st. 1st and goal turns to 2nd and goal, and the handoff is in for the touchdown, and they're going going to the national championship. They lost to Oregon previously, and they're getting a rematch. It's Oregon again, and this time the roles are reversed. They got the 7-point lead. They got the football, and Oregon, when they had it, got sacked, turned the football over, punted it to them, and this time, Abilene, they're trying to capitalize and build on their lead. Can they be the first team to finally capture the national title? Throwing, that's a great ball. Red zone, inside the 10, goal to go, outside, caught, turning it upfield. He's got the touchdown. They got a 2-score lead in the national championship. Can Oregon come back? They have to do something big here. They're going to go down with the first down. Now 3rd down and 9. They can't let anything bad happen from here on out, and that's going to be a horrible play by the defense. Touchdown Oregon, but they still have to get a stop on defense. A couple of first downs will do it, and they're going to get stopped. So Oregon, are they going to be inevitable after all? Just like they always are. They're looking around. No one's open. Just chucking one deep, and it's intercepted. And Abilene Christian, it took 15 years, but one of them finally captured a national championship. And for all the bettors who had Abilene Christian as the pick to win the first national championship, you all win absolutely nothing except a little bit of pride, and we are going to see, is that going to be the only national championship won in this video? They are the first, but will they be the only as their team? I mean, you can see how good their team got to. 89 overall offense. I mean, they are a legitimate one of the best teams in the nation. Absolutely deserved it. And UTSA, they're all going to be over here losing another 6 players, but rebounding with a top 10 class. And they've been out of the conference championship for 2 years. So moving on to the next season, will Abilene repeat? Will we get a trilogy between them and Oregon in the national championship? It's going to be UTSA 11-1. I think they're a little motivated after not being the first team to win a national championship. They felt like maybe they should have been. As now, Abilene, they fell off a little bit. They got their national championship, though. They're chilling. Houston Christian goes 11-1. In year 16, can it be UTSA's year? They're throwing it deep on Tarleton. They've become a little bit of a conference nuisance for some of these other teams, as Tarleton's really come up and done a little bit of nice things here in the last couple of seasons, making the conference championship. But UTSA's got the touchdown, under 2 to go, and the 2-point conversion. It's 44-41. We got a shootout here in Texas as it's going to be broken up. 4th down and 7. Game on the line. Tarleton is going to get an incomplete pass, and UTSA is going to survive the shootout and go 12-1. Meanwhile, UTEP, I mean, every time they make the conference championship, they just get blown out, it feels like. And another first Heisman winner from Houston Christian. 21 touchdowns through the air. And UTEP, I mean, look at that. They put up 23 in the 4th quarter, but they were losing 34-3, and now we move to the second round of the playoffs because Houston Christian and UTSA got first-round byes. They are each 2 wins away from a national title. As Houston Christian, they're in another shootout here, as there's been a lot of them this season right now. It feels like 46-45, but Houston Christian's got the lead, and they got the football. 2nd down and 10 turns to 3rd and 10, and they're getting sacked, so Ohio State's got an opportunity, and they got a shot there into field goal range with a broken tackle, and that's a monumental broken tackle with a minute to go. Throwing the bubble outside, is going to run, and he's got the touchdown. Maybe not so bad for Houston Christian. They're at least going to get to possess the football once more, but it's going to be with a 7-point deficit, so they're going to need to go all the way to tie this game as they're going to throw one. It's going to take over 100 points combined for these two teams if it's going to go to overtime, and they already got it past midfield. Throwing one now after a big loss here. They're going to throw middle, and they got it inside the 30. Timeout used. 30 seconds to play. He's going to look. He's throwing right side. He's got it. Broken tackle to the 15. Timeout used again. 1st and 10. Throwing into traffic, and it's intercepted. The linebacker was sitting on it, and it took them 53 points. But Ohio State's moving on to the semifinals. Houston Christian, I mean, their Heisman receiver did his job. He helped put up 46 points. The defense, though, I mean, they're looking like some Caleb Williams USC defense over there, as there's going to be a lot of anger with the fan base over there. And now UTSA and Penn State, they've had some nice battles in the playoffs when they have faced, and UTSA a 35-35 game. A lot of points being put up, and 1st and goal. UTSA spin move and a touchdown. They got the lead here. It's 42-35 and a minute to play. play. UTSA's defense just got a hold and they break up a pass here. 4th down, game on the line, and it's going to be swatted down. UTSA, they're going to the semifinals, one step away from getting back to the national title. And it's against Wisconsin. It feels like Wisconsin for UTSA just keeps popping up at the worst times. But UTSA this time is more motivated than ever, and they're in control. They're running the clock, 3.5 to go, and that's going to be a touchdown for the 2-score lead. And up by 2 scores, it's going to be enough. Welcome back to the national title picture. UTSA down by 2, 36-34. The offense has been doing a phenomenal job this entire playoff run. 30+ points put up every single time, and they're going to throw one underneath. Oklahoma gets stopped. They're going to punt it on 4th and inches, and that's going to be a costly mistake. UTSA with a big play, and he's going all the way like a road runner running down the field. He's going for the end zone, 41-36, and now Oklahoma, ball's on the ground, but they're going to recover it. They're set back way far back to 3rd down and long. He's going to throw on the run, and it's going to be caught, so the game stays alive. Touchdown could win this one with under 2 to go. UTSA's defense got to come up with a big play like that, a sack. Injury timeout, 2nd down and long. He's going to get sacked again. He's not escaping. It's 4th down and 27. Throwing it up, and it's intercepted. And UTSA is going to do it. They win the national championship, and things have just gotten way more interesting as it's going to be 2 straight national titles, and 1 to Abilene, 1 to UTSA. And after a lot of heartbreak, a lot of tough seasons, UTSA captures their national championship, and the race is really heating up as we only have a couple of years to go. And who's going to be the one to really take that crown? Because now you got 2 teams in a national title. You got some other teams creeping up, becoming contenders. It's not clear who's the top team right now, and with the recruiting, UTSA is continuing to load up. By this point, a lot of these teams are legitimately just really good, sustained, established teams. Look at Texas. Look at them trying to participate in this video and try to be a part of things here. I mean, Texas, it's been so many years and they haven't even won a playoff game yet. Abilene is trying to fight their way back up after losing a lot of players after their national championship win. And right now we got UTSA versus Texas, and Texas taking the shot deep. It's going to be broken up, incomplete. They're going to punt the football away, and UTSA has got a 1st down here, trying to win another conference championship, trying to get back. I mean, can they win 2 in a row as they're going to throw an interception? Texas, I mean, this team has got a lot to answer for how disappointing they have been in this video. I mean, not even a single playoff win. It's been a while since we've seen them in a conference championship and really win one. And now they are in an opportunity here. Can they finish strong? They probably walked into this 2-part series with the crown, but they are definitely not going to keep it if they can't do something big to end this one. And it's going to require a win here. But with their quarterback running way far back, he's going to set them back in 3rd and a mile from the goal line. He needs to get a touchdown. He's going to throw it away. Now you're basically Hail Mary on 4th and goal. Throwing it up. It's incomplete. And Texas comes up short again. UTSA is thriving. Meanwhile, for the other guys, Houston Christian's kind of been on a nice little run of making a lot of conference championships, having a lot of success. They got a Heisman winner, and if they can maybe go and win a national championship, you might have an outside shot of being a contender for this video, but they just haven't been able to get over the hump in the playoffs. Here, they are losing the lead potentially, and with they run a truck, and they are going to lose the lead, and an 18-17 game is going to become a 20-17 game, and Houston Christian is threatening to lose the conference championship right now, and a play right there is going to do exactly that, out of bounds on 4th down. And Texas Southern, that conference championship sneaks them into the playoffs, and the pop-up didn't happen, but I can show you that Abilene Christian, they got themselves a Heisman winner, and Texas Southern, I mean, Nebraska seems to be gatekeeping a lot of these schools. Texas, being a disappointment as usual, gets demolished by Washington State. And Washington State now is going to have to try to do the same thing to UTSA, and they put up 35 points against Texas, and right now they're at 36, and it's just not enough potentially as UTSA is driving with 3 minutes to play, and they're going to throw one deep ball. It's caught. Touchdown, Road Runners. And now the 2-point conversion, sweeping it left. He's not going to get it. So Washington State, if they want to move on, they're going to have to go in a scoring drive here. Throwing one deep. It's going to be intercepted. And UTSA is going to really help their chances of winning this one as he's going to take it back inside the 10-yard line. They're going to go 3 and out, settle for the field goal, run as much time as possible. It is still an 8-point game, so not quite over yet. With a minute to play, he's going to get sacked. Timeout used, and a minute to go, 3rd and 17. He's looking, he's running, and he's going to just get sacked again. No one got open, and now on 4th down and long, last opportunity. It's going to be intercepted, and UTSA is going to take it back all the way down inside the 10. Once again, not score, but it doesn't matter. They're moving on to the next round. And if UTSA can go back-to-back, how monumental would that be? It's going to be a tough task, though, as they're against Ohio State, getting sacked, having to potentially punt the football away if they can't get this on 3rd down, and they're not going to. So now Ohio State working with the lead, 3.5 minutes to play. Tough spot for the Roadrunners defenses. They're already in enemy territory. That punt didn't do them a whole lot of good as that 2-minute warning has hit. They're going to get a stop, so maybe your last chance, throwing one outside on the corner. It's going to be caught. He gets out of bounds, so stopping the clock. Minute 40 to go, 1st and 10. He's looking, he's throwing, he's got another corner this time on the right side of the field, turning it upfield, getting it inside the 25, and now it's 1st and 10 again, close to the end zone, throwing one for the back corner, and it's intercepted. You went to the corner left side, it worked. You went to the corner right side, and it worked. You went to the corner one too many times, and that time it got picked off. So no back-to-back national championship victories, but now things are getting even more close because Abilene, I mean, they didn't make the playoffs, but a Heisman winner does count for something. Getting a Heisman Trophy winner, I mean, it may not be on the graphic for the stats, but you could see, like, that team produced a Heisman winner, won a national championship. UTSA, if there's one thing that they haven't done yet, they haven't got a Heisman winner. So the race is getting really close, and if Abilene can, you know, regain form a little bit, get back to the national title picture, things could be really interesting. And Houston Christian, I feel like they are close, but can they get over the hump? Now in the next season, UTSA, they find themselves in the conference title once more. Tarleton is there. Again, they're having a sneaky good second half of the video. And now in the other side of things, it's Abilene Christian. Look who's back, 12 and 0. And now things are going to get really interesting as Tarleton is going to get intercepted here. It's 32-28, and a pick from UTSA is going to go and give them a 2-score lead. And now Tarleton, they're in desperation mode and getting sacked here. It's 4th down and a mile, and this is basically game. Throwing one up, it's going to be swatted down. So UTSA, they tack on another field goal, but they win by 2 scores, so they're on to the playoffs. How about Abilene? Well, they're going to demolish Texas A&M. Hey, it's been a while, Texas A&M, but go right back where you came from. They're going to go down, and now UTSA is at the 12th seed and a rematch against Ohio State, and now they're trying to get a little bit of revenge. It's been a lot of snowy games here on the road in the playoffs. This video is probably more snow than the state of Texas has ever seen as UTSA with a 6-point lead. They're throwing. It's intercepted, and they're trying not to go back-to-back losses to Ohio State in the playoffs. This is going to be play action. 14-20. He's throwing it deep for the lead. It's intercepted right back. 3rd down and 5, they turn it over, and UTSA is going to try to end this game. It's going to be a handoff, no good. They're going to give the football back. Ohio State has one more opportunity, and they get to play their curl route for the 1st down. He was open, he got it in enemy territory, and now with a minute 20 to go, he's running, he's looking, he's going to get sacked. And he's just got to throw the football away there. It's 3rd down and long. Now looking once more. He's going to run, and no one got open. Didn't want to tackle himself in bounds. Just wants to take the 4th down, and he's going to get aggressive here. He has to, and it's incomplete. UTSA, a big second quarter, gets the job done. No back-to-back losses to Ohio State. And not only that, they're going to smack around the Cyclones. And then on the other side of things, Abilene demolishes Nebraska. And we are on to a semifinals appearance for both these teams. Couple of years back, it was close. Abilene Christian's first national title appearance. They got to the semifinals, won it, and on the UTSA side of things, they got to the semifinals, couldn't get the job done against Oregon, and Abilene ended up losing to Oregon in the national championship. This year, we have a chance to do what couldn't be done a couple of years ago, as Abilene's going to get sacked They're going to try the long field goal for the 2-score lead, and the kick is going to be good. That's massive. And now Michigan State, they are in a position where they need to score and score quickly. 2 minutes to play. Blitz sent in on the pass. He's going to just dump it to the running back, who's got a lot of room. The closest guy there was the referee, and he's going to get all the way inside the 5-yard line. Second down and goal now. Throwing. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Michigan State. Not out of it quite yet with the onside kick. It's going to go way far back. A bad onside is going to be picked up by Abilene Christian, and that's going to do it. They could not get the onside kick. Abilene is going to a national championship, and once again, against who will it be? Clemson? Will it be UTSA? Well, UTSA has an 8-point lead on Clemson with the football, and a big run here. He sprung loose. The wide receivers are putting up great blocks down the field. 20-yard line in the red zone. Handoff again. They are in goal to go. It's going to be UTSA at the 1, handing it off. Touchdown, Roadrunners, and they're going to the national title, and we got a cross-conference matchup. UTSA, Abilene Christian, both of these teams have a national title under their belt, a win and a loss. Now they're against each other, and this game could potentially determine who the Kings of Texas are, and a touchdown for UTSA. Abilene down by 8, still a 1-score game, and 7 minutes ago I wanted to give a little bit of extra action for this one because it deserves it, and the big run is going to get him all the way inside the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 now, play action. He's going to run and get broken out of a sack, and he gets all the way to the 1st down marker, and goal to go. 3rd down and goal now. Throwing. He's going to get hit incomplete. They're going to go for it here. You could have kicked the field goal, but they're going to go aggressive, and it's incomplete. You could have kicked. He had 5 minutes to go, but maybe they didn't trust that UTSA wasn't going to go put more points up on the board. Handing it off. Right side. Another big run. The run game is doing its job. 4 minutes to play. Play action, and they got a lot of time in the pocket now. Throwing inside the 10 again, and now another pass in the air. Caught. And now at the 2-yard line, 4th and goal, they're going to take the field goal for the 2-score lead, and Abilene Christian has just 2 minutes to play. 3rd down and 5. He's going to get sacked, and this game is on the brink of being over. 4th down, last opportunity. It's incomplete. UTSA has won a 2nd national championship, and they took down Abilene to get it, and that's a massive video-changing, game-changing win. That could be what decides it. I mean, getting a 2nd national championship, that just doesn't happen in these videos. Now, we don't usually do 20 years, but 2 national championships is usually what it's going to take to get a definitive victory. And now that you've gone out and beaten Abilene head-to-head in the biggest possible game, has UTSA just locked up the crown? There's still a little bit of time left, but now it's really looking like UTSA has pulled this thing off unless something changes to wrap things up. We are on to year 19 where we see who is going to make that last final push to try to be the top team in the state of Texas. Houston Christian's looking like maybe they could be the front runners for this season. 11-1 in a conference championship appearance. We have Incarnate versus UTSA. I mean, if UTSA is going to come out here and win a 3rd national championship, I think it's definitely over. But they are out here throwing a pick 6, and Incarnate is trying to put UTSA back in their place. And now UTSA got the ball, but under 2 minutes to play now. And you're down by 7. You need a touchdown to go and put yourself in position to maybe take this to overtime. A handoff on 4th down is no good, and Incarnate takes home the conference on UTSA. So a nice little upset there. No upsets on this side. I mean, sometimes this conference will get out of hand where one team is overwhelmingly the favorite. And look at what we have here. Houston Christian, their 2nd Heisman winner. That's also something we've never seen in these videos. UTSA, they're going to lose pretty handily to Michigan 29-14, and now we're left with Incarnate in the 1st round against Clemson, and Incarnate's got the lead. This game is a lot closer than what it should be, but Incarnate has the football chance to lock this thing up, and they are going to do just that. I mean, you could take a peek here. It was a dominant matchup until Clemson had a late rally, but Incarnate takes home the victory, and now Houston Christian versus Incarnate, another cross-conference battle here, and in Houston, Houston Christian's case. They have the Heisman winning quarterback. They have the first round bye. They got the advantage. They got a good season on them. They just need to finish the job. They've just been unable to do that so far in this video. They've had a lot of opportunities. And now Incarnate, can they put themselves into the conversation with a national championship victory? Both of these teams are kind of on the fringe looking to get themselves in there. And now we're going to overtime. Both these teams have a lot to play for, not just for this season, but Houston Christian's got a touchdown here. And will they actually succeed on expectations? Yes, they will for this game at least. Houston Christian moves on to the semifinals. They've never made it to the national title, and they got to go through Oregon to get it. Now, Oregon is, as you know, basically the algorithm in this game. Teams will lose all sense of focus and logic when playing Oregon. When you're throwing an interception like that, it proves my point. I mean, that's basically like the exact interception Brett Favre threw against the Saints in a championship game. I mean, that looked like the exact thing. He's rolling one way, throwing across the other way, and you're putting yourself in a position where you could potentially lose this game. 4th and 7. Can you save it? Not quite yet. They're going to get the first down, moving it closer. Now 3rd down and 4. It's going to be end zone touchdown, and Oregon's got the tie game with 30 seconds to play. Ball thrown outside. That's going to be caught, so a nice start. You got 17 seconds to play. Maybe one more play that you can have yourself in position, and they got a lot of time in the pocket, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Oregon only sent 3, and they're going to pay for it. It's going to be a field goal. Kick is good, and Oregon now is left with a Hail Mary. They're going to throw one up. It's going to be up in the air and caught, but brought down inside the 10. And Oregon did all their magic to try to win this game, but it's not going to work. Houston Christian's onto the national title, and they got a 1-point lead on Georgia. A stop here late in the game is going to give them the football back. Georgia could have went for it. They didn't want to. They trust their defense, and now it's up to Houston Christian to put this game away and put themselves in the conversation. The Heisman winning quarterback has got himself another first down. 2 minutes to play. 3rd down and 3. First down, and Georgia's out of timeouts. And this has gotten even more interesting. 2 Heisman winners. A Heisman winning quarterback just took him to the national championship, and Houston Christian has just won a national championship. We've had a lot go on here in these final 10 seasons. 4 national championships. That's a lot going on right now, and 3 of them were by different teams. So now we're on to the final season, and I don't know what's going to happen here, if anything is really going to change, unless like UTSA, Abilene Christian, maybe Incarnate can get themselves in the conversation if they win the national title, but it's not looking like it's going to be a definitive winner potentially, unless you're only looking at the championships. But a lot more goes into this than strictly just the championships. You got accolades, recruiting classes, conference championships, everything goes into this. And with this final season, UTSA wins the conference one more time to end things off, as does Houston Christian. So another little tick on their resume. And UTSA came in clutch at the end. 38 touchdowns, 2 picks, and the Heisman winner. So the one thing that these other 2 schools had on UTSA, they no longer have. All 3 of these schools have won a national championship and had a Heisman winner now. So now Houston Christian, can they get an extra playoff victory to make this thing look a little bit better? They're down to Florida State, 31-24, throwing one outside. That's going to be caught, and he's going to get it close to midfield. If Houston Christian can win a national championship right here, things will be even more interesting when trying to figure out who won the state of Texas. But Florida State's got the football back. I mean, you didn't need to punt it to them, but you force a 3 and out. You get the football back in good position, swatted down. Now it's 4th down and 2, handoff. He's got the first down, but a flag is down. And is this going to be how it ends? It's a hold. You got to do it again on 4th and 11. Running. He's rolling. He's going to get brought down. No victory there. 21 points in the 4th quarter from Florida State. And you had an opportunity. You just got called back for holding. UTSA now, they got the football with 2 minutes to play on Washington. And can they get another playoff victory? Can they get another national championship? Can they get a 3rd? They got a touchdown for the lead. And Washington has a minute and a half to play. 31-28. And 2 guys are going to get in there for the sack. And now you're in 3rd down and a mile. He's going to roll and get sacked again. 4th down and 30. And the game on the line. And they're going to go short of the sticks. I mean, there's not much you could do on 4th and 30. UTSA on to the next round. And just because it's the final game, of course, Oregon has to, let you know that they're the ones who run this game. One last time, UTSA does stockpile another playoff victory, and that's going to do it for the 20 years, which means we're down to the final part. We are going to tally everything together, and I'm going to try to run through this quickly and not waste all your guys' time. We have the final tally, and we are going to truly see who the Kings of Texas were, all the stats, all the info, everything you want to see coming up right now. I had to break this up into 6 tiers because 22 teams. So starting off with the dumpster fire tier, these 4 teams were abysmal. Prairie View, Rice, Sam Houston, Lamar, and impressively, Lamar, 60 wins in 20 years. That is horrible. Lamar and Rice, also impressively, 0 bowl game appearances in 20 years. That is spectacular. Sam Houston, Prairie View, won a bowl game. None of them made a conference championship. These 4 teams were bad on a spectacular level, but hey, credit to them. Someone had to be the punching bag in this conference. These next 3 teams were more so teams that kind of got lost in the shuffle. Tier 5, I didn't think they belonged in dumpster fire, but Houston, Commerce, and North Texas all made 1 or 2 conference championships. In Commerce's case, randomly won 1. Somehow you make 1 conference championship and win it, but you make 9 bowl games and you lose all of them. North Texas, 6-2 in bowl games. Decent recruiting, top 100, floated around 100 wins. These teams weren't complete dumpster fires, but they weren't good by any means. Tier 4, and it's impressive that, we already are on Tier 4 and we've already gotten out of the way like 7 teams. Every other team above 500, so there was a lot of winning going on in the state of Texas, a lot of top 100 and even beyond that recruiting classes. Texas is just a great state for football. UTEP, Baylor, Southern, Tarleton, Stephen F. Austin, all of them had their moments, had some seasons. I mean, impressively, Baylor, won 150 games, made a bowl game 17 seasons, won 10 bowl games, never made a conference championship. I don't know how that happened. Plug for Baylor Dynasty, by the way, if you want to go see a Baylor Dynasty and try to put them into a Tier 1 level Texas school. But UTEP had a playoff victory. None of these other teams had a playoff victory. Either they popped in, had an occasional successful season, but all of them fairly successful, but nothing incredible. Tier 3 was a weird one because these are all schools that had expectations or were already established Division I FBS schools. All of them were. Texas State, Texas Tech, SMU, Texas A&M, and Texas. And in the case of Texas and Texas A&M, expectations. These were the 2 favorites. These were the 2 captains of their respective conferences. Both of them underwhelmed. Texas, unbelievable. 20 years. Not a playoff victory. SMU, 0-3 in the playoffs as well. Now, Texas Tech started off really hot. They started off really good. Then when some of the other teams kind of caught up, they fell behind. Then Texas State, had a little up and down rally at times. They started well, kind of fell apart. Then, had a couple of good seasons, then fell right back down. And then in the case of SMU, in and out, sometimes had a good season, would maybe pop up in the title game, but nothing really sustained. And A&M started well, and then everything fell apart. So these teams overall, 160, 170 wins, 8+ win seasons, but not contenders. Tier 2 is just 2 teams, but it's TCU and Incarnate, who, TCU made a national championship, and that really carries their ranking. They easily could have been in the Tier 3, but they made a national championship. And they had a lot of really good recruiting seasons the first 10 years. They had a lot go their way. They really struggled in the second half, but you make a national championship, that counts for something. You had some nice recruiting classes. 5 playoff victories is, up there in terms of success. 8 bowl victories. And Incarnate felt like they were really close. 185 wins, that's the most so far. That's the 4th most overall. They made 9 conference championships, won 4 of them. It felt like they were really close to breaking through. They just couldn't get it done in the playoffs, but still a really nice team, a really successful team, and a team that was really close to just breaking through and getting over that hump. And finally, the Kings of Texas. It has to be one of these 3 teams. UTSA, Abilene Christian, Houston Christian. All of them about 200 wins. Similar win-loss records. UTSA, though, I am so impressed at the fact that one of these schools that didn't walk in as a powerhouse became like not just a successful school, but a dominant recruiting powerhouse. Like, you know, the recruiting for all these other states will look pretty similar. You know, teams like Clemson, Penn State, USC, whenever they come in, they do their thing. And even teams who challenge them, you know, we've had other teams who do a lot more with a lot less. UTSA just straight up developed into a powerhouse team, which is amazing. I didn't really expect to see that coming. All of them won a national championship. UTSA won 2. All of them had a Heisman winner. Houston Christian had 2 Heisman winners. If you were to take out the first couple of seasons that UTSA had recruiting, their average, their last 16 years was the 12th ranked recruiting class. So it looks even better than 24th. A lot of first round picks, a lot of draft talent all around for these guys, all Americans. UTSA, 8 conference championships, 16 playoff victories. Incredible. On obviously the 2 national championships, they had a 3rd appearance, which they lost. They were probably the most fun team to follow. If I had to give out the crown, I'm giving it to UTSA. But I'm thrilled at the fact that, you know, the favorites walked in and they didn't even come close. Texas A&M didn't even come close. There's no argument for them. And it's UTSA, Abilene Christian, Houston Christian. You can let me know who you think the Kings of Texas were in this video. And I hope you guys enjoyed. This video was a lot of work. Literally my whole week. So much work, so much stat tracking, so much stuff that went into this. 2 parts, 2 hours. Lots of stuff that went into it. So like, comment, and subscribe. All that stuff is super helpful. And let me know what you thought of the 2-part format. If you'd be open to seeing more stuff like that in the future and longer experiments like this, or just keep it to the normal, you know, 10 to 15 years, 1 hour, whatever the case may be. But I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in the next one.